Hope everyone's having a great day. This is Jay from J&D's Retirement Journey. For those new to the channel, we document our journey into retirement. We talk about investing and saving. This month I have $218.30 invested in the companies that paid me dividends. Please let me know in the comments which companies paid you guys dividends. And remember, when you see this number, this just didn't happen overnight. This took many years to get to this point. You have to make it systematic and consistent investing. Every paycheck, you put money into your 401k, your Roth IRA, your IRA, whatever you guys have, a regular brokerage account. And before you know it, you'll be a millionaire. Every year when they give you a pay increase, you never had it before, just increase your 401k, increase your contributions to your IRAs. And any time in the near future, you'll have all that maxed out. And then you're going to start seeing all these numbers growing and growing. When you get to 100,000, that's when it really picks up, guys. Anyone could do this. If you're enjoying this type of content, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. It'll really help out the channel. I really would appreciate it. I'm going to just jump right into all the companies that paid me dividends this month. We'll start off with AT&T, symbol T, a dividend of $428, a yield of 6.38, and I have almost 27,000 invested in this company. I bought in years ago, so I'm losing some money, but the dividend is good, and hopefully it'll come back. I'm a long-term investor, so I'm holding on. Global X covered call, QYLD, paid a dividend of almost $88. It's close to a 12% yield, and the value is 90.64. We go into the Schwab Value Advantage Fund, which is basically a money market fund. I sold it off last month, and I put it all into JEPQ, so that's why you're going to see a big increase in the JEPQ dividend this month. This one paid me $12.54, and it's a little bit over 5%. Realty Income, symbol O, $131, almost $132. 5.59, and I have 28,557 invested. Gabelli Utility Trust, symbol GUT, $131. It's a little bit over 10%. 15,643 invested. JEPQ, JP Morgan, NASDAQ ETF there, $431, yield of 9.14, and a little bit over 56,000 invested. ADV, symbol ABBV, a dividend of 323, almost 4% there on the yield, and we have 36,765 invested. Abbott Laboratories, symbol ABT, about $58, a little bit over 2% yield, and a little bit over 11,000 invested. Caterpillar, symbol CAT, a dividend of $37, a yield of 1.46, and the value, the money invested, a little bit over 10,000. ConAgra Brand, symbol CAG, $80 dividend, 4.5% dividend, a little bit over 7,000 invested. Apple, symbol AAPL, little dividend there of $2. It's less than 1%. I believe the yield was like 0.5, 0.5% or something. I just couldn't get it to work here. The value is $16.98. The iShares Treasury Bond, IEI, $3, almost $4, 4.5%, and we have close to 1,500 invested. The Vanguard Total Bond Market Index Fund, BND, paid almost $19, close to 5% again, and 6,300 invested. Vanguard Intermediate Term Corporate Bond, $7, 4%, 1,914 invested. Vanguard Short-Term Treasury, VGSH, $6, about 4%, 1,793 invested. The Bloomberg Floating Rate ETF, FLRN, about $9, almost 6%, 1,848 invested. And the iShares Floating Rate ETF, TFLO, about $8, 5%, $1,822 invested. Total dividends for this month. The big number is 1776.66. Total dividends year to date 67.26. And the grand total value of everything invested was $218,030 for this month. Our goal, guys, is to get to about 30,000 in dividends by the time we retire here, and that would take. We're approaching, I believe, 24,000. So we're inching up there. We're inching up a little bit at a time. I'm going to take a quick look at all the companies that paid me dividends. AT&T, symbol T, closed at $17.40 on 5/17/2024. The range, 52-week range, was $13.43 to $18. 5-year chart is horrible, down 29%, $7. The dividends, they pay 28 cents a quarter, and the annual dividend rate is 1.11, $1.11, and 6.38 is the yield. The analysts are saying Refinitiv has a $19.58 price target. S&P Global and Argus both have holes on this company. As we go over to Global X, the QYLD closed at 1764. The 52-week range is about 16 to 18, and it's down almost 20% 5 years, which is horrible again. The dividend pays 17.23. It pays monthly, and the yield is 11.91. The analysts are basically Morningstar ratings. It's a 4 and 3 star fund. Yeah, right down the middle. Average return, and the risk is average. Realty Income, symbol O, closed at 55.18. 52-week range of 45 to 64. And the 5-year chart is horrible, down 22%. They pay a monthly dividend, which is great. Works out to 26 cents, 308 a year, and the yield is 5.59. The analysts are saying Refinitiv has a $60 price target. S&P Global have a hold on this company. We go over to Gabelli Utility Trust, symbol GUT, closed at $5.95. This is one I want to dump. I wanted to sell it. It was up to $6.20, and I didn't sell it last week, but I'm going to sell it soon. The reason I'm selling it is the expense ratio is very high. The 52-week range is $4.60 to $7, and it pays 5 cents monthly, 10% dividend. And the analysts have it a 4-star, 3 and 4 star, above average return, and the risk is average. As we go over to JP Morgan, JEPQ, one of my favorites, 54.17. The range was 45 to 55 almost. And the 1-year chart, it hasn't been around for 5 years. It's up $8, 17%, which is great. It paid a dividend of 43 cents this month, and the yield, it pays monthly, and the yield is 9.27. As we go over to ADV, closed at 166. The 52-week range is 131 to 183. The 5-year chart is just great, 108, $86. It pays a great dividend of $1.55 every quarter, works out to $6.20, an annual yield of 3.73, and Refinitiv has a $183 price target. S&P Global has a price target of $195, and Argus has a hold on it. All this information is right off the Charles Schwab website. You could get this information from any broker. Remember, do your research, talk with your financial planner before you invest in any type of security. I am not a financial planner. We're going into Abbott. Closed at 104, 52-week range of 80 to 121. 5-year chart is pretty good, 35% up, $27. They pay a quarterly dividend of 55 cents, works out to $2.20 and a yield a little bit over 2%. The analysts are saying Refinitiv has a price target of 126. S&P Global has a buy and a 126 price target. As we shoot over to Caterpillar, a close at 356. 5-year chart is also astronomical. It's up 190%, $233. The 52-week range, it's 205 to 382. It pays a dividend of $1.30 every quarter, which works out to $5.20, an annual yield of 1.46. And the analysts are saying Refinitiv has a $334 price target. S&P Global has a hold on the stock, and Argus has a buy on the stock. As we go over to ConAgra brand, symbol CAG, closed at 30.73. 5-year charts up about 6.5%, almost $2. It pays 35 cents a quarter, the dividend, and it works out to $1.40 a year. The yield is 4.56. And the analyst, Refinitiv has a hold, the price target at 31. S&P Global also has a hold on this company. As we go over to Apple, closed at 190. One of my biggest mistakes in investing. At one point, I had 500 shares years back. I sold it. Now I only have like 8 or 9 shares. 5-year chart, oh boy, 324%, $145. And the dividend is going up a tiny bit. It's up to 25 cents, $1 a year, pays quarterly, and it's less than 1%, the dividend. Refinitiv has a 202 price target on it. S&P Global has a buy and a 210 price target. And Argus has a buy and a $230 price target. As we go over to the iShares, this is my bond portfolio here. 115, a range of 111 to 170 to 117 for the year. 5-year chart, also down 7%, $9, not good. It pays a monthly dividend of 2.69%. As we go over to Morningstar, it's a 5 and 4-star rated fund, which is great. Return above average. The risk is low. The Vanguard Total Bond Market ETF BND closed at 72. A 52-week range of 68 to 74. The 5-year chart down 12%, down almost $10. It has a yield of 3.36, pays monthly, and it paid us 21 cents this month. As we go over to the ratings, it's 3 stars right down. Historic return is average, and the risk is average. Next up, the Vanguard Intermediate Term, VCIT, about $80. The range is 74 to 80, almost 2. 5-year chart, down 9%, $7. It pays a little bit over 4%, paid us 29 cents, and it pays monthly. It's a 4-star rated fund by Morningstar, above average return, and the risk is basically right on the middle there. The Vanguard Short-Term Treasury, VGSH, almost 58. The 52-week range is 57 to 59. 5-year chart, down. All these bond funds are down 4%, almost $3. Has a yield of 3.71, pays monthly, and this month it paid us almost 20 cents. And it's a 4-star rated fund right down the line. The above average return and below risk. The Bloomberg Floating ETF, FLRN, closed at almost 31. The 52-week range is 30. Basically doesn't move. It's very, very conservative. 5-year chart, it's basically flat. The yield is almost 6%. It pays monthly. It paid us 14 cents, almost 15 cents this month. and it's a 5 and 4-star rated fund, above average return, and the risk is above average according to this. Last but not least is the iShares floating rate. Paid about, it was at $51. The range was 50 to 51. 5-year chart basically flat. The dividend is about 5%. And the monthly dividend it paid was 21 cents. And it's not rated 2. It's all over the board between 2 and 4 stars. Average return, low risk. Guys, thanks for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button. And thanks again.